broadcasting from Canada. I am Sandra Asante. Let's take a look at the top stories. Ethiopian anger over suspected public execution. Kenya suspends Somalia flight for 3 months. AU troop mandate in Somalia extended to December. There's many other stories coming up after the break. You're welcome back from the break. We'll start with Ethiopia, and Ethiopia's Human Rights Commission, EHRC, has said it is alarmed by the public parading and execution of a suspected criminal in Debidolo city in the western Oromia region. It added that it condemned the incident in the strongest terms. A short clip uploaded online showed a man with clothes and stained with blood and mud chained to a fence. He died later. The EHRC identified the man as Emmanuel Wundimu. The authorities said he was a member of the band Oromo Liberation Army, which was recently designated as a terror group. He was reportedly behind the killing of a journalist who worked for a state media 2 days ago. An eyewitness told the BBC that Mr. Wundimu was executed by security forces in the city square. While the authorities confirmed the killing, they deny it was done in public. The EHRC urged the authorities to immediately investigate the incident. This is yet another sign of the deteriorating security situation in Ethiopia ahead of crucial national polls set to take place less than 4 weeks. We are still in Ethiopia, and ahead of the next month's election, Ethiopia's electoral body has said that shortfalls are inevitable, but that has been taken aback by criticisms from 5 U.S. senators. In the letter last month to the U.S. News Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, they called for an election to be postponed because of the ongoing security problems. The polls have already been delayed once and will play out amid a growing political and humanitarian crisis in the Tigray region caused by fighting between government and regional troops. Betukan Mediska, National Electoral Body chairperson, said they were trying to hold the elections in accordance with Ethiopian laws and international standards. We move to Kenya now, and Kenya has suspended flight to Somalia just days after its neighbor said diplomatic ties between two countries had been normalized following the months of tension. On Tuesday, the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority said, without giving a reason, that commercial flights to and fro from Somalia would be paused for 3 months. All flights between Kenya and Somalia are suspended except Madevek, that is the medical evacuation flights, and United Nations flights on humanitarian missions only, the regulator said. KCAA Director General Gilbert Kimbe told the AFP news agency the suspension was a decision by the government. The directive appeared to catch some Somalia aviation official and travel agents by surprise. We had not been given a prior notice, and there has been no explanation about the reason so far, an airport tower operation in Mogadishu told AFP on the conditions of anonymity. The suspension comes a day after Somalia said shipments of cat and narcotic leaf from Kenya remained on hold. We are still in Somalia, and the African Union mission in Somalia, AMISOM, is expected to remain in the country up to 31st of December until the security situation is stabilized and the elections are held. The election on the extension of the mandate of AMISOM troops was confirmed in the meeting that was held by 15-member Committee on Peace and Security. This decision is a relief for Somalia, which has been relying on AMISOM troops to support its security operations since 2007. The 15-member committee of the African Union Peace and Security Council include Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Egypt, Nigeria, and Algeria. Other countries are Benin, Burundi, Cameroon, Chad, Ghana, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, and Senegal. The plan to extend the AMISOM mandate will be forwarded to the United Nations Security Council, which also supports their operations in Somalia, for approval in May 2021. AMISOM troops in Somalia have had their mandate in the country's extended year to protect important facilities, support for government forces, and fight against Al-Shabaab. Former Zimbabwe's First Lady Grace Mugabe have been summoned to appear before the National Court over the improper burial of the late President Robert Mugabe. The former First Lady is being accused of having gone against local culture by burying her husband at the family homestead instead of a place chosen by his relatives and mother. In a letter from Chief Zimba, the traditional chief of Mugabe's home region, Mrs. Mugabe is being required to exhume the late president's body so that he can be reburied according to the culture of the Zimba people. She has also been asked to pay a fine, cattle and a goat for the violation. Mugabe died in 2019 at a hospital in Singapore at the age of 95. His family decided on a private burial in Kuntama in Zemva district, about 90 kilometers west of the capital, Harare, after weeks of argument with the government. Patrick Zoual, the late president's nephew, told South Africa's national broadcasting SABC on Thursday that Mugabe was buried according to his wish and that everything was above board. He said there was no dispute within the family and that the matter was beyond the chief's jurisdiction. We will now go to Congo, and more than 20 women say they were sexually abused by the aid workers during the last year's Ebola outbreak in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The information was revealed in a new report by Thomas Reuters Foundation and the New Humanitarian News Agency. The women said they had been offered jobs in exchange for sex with men who claimed they worked for international aid groups, including the United Nations. One woman described how she attended what she thought was a job interview with a Cameroonian man who said he worked for the World Health Organization. Instead, he raped her and offered her a job as a cleaner. Another woman who also says she was raped is reported to have died after a butchered abortion. The WHO said it has identified 2 women who had potentially abusive relationships with individuals connected with the agency. It said the matter will be investigated. Thank you so much for watching. This is where I draw the curtains on African news. I'll see you some other time.